Why did you come to RMC? What prompted?
Because I always intended to go in the regular army.
Ah.
I decided that when I was about 7. So RMC was always the goal down the road.
Right. What was it like then?
Well, I don't know what it was like at any other time, but it was hell for us.
Yeah.
Because I think the people ahead of us had only had 1 year. And they hadn't, I don't know, mature isn't the word, I guess. But they really poured it on to try and make up for what they'd lacked in the previous, what should have been 3 years. See, we were the last class. We lived in the first year, we lived in the LaSalle building.
Yes.
It was the only building there apart from the new gym and the dining room.
Yes.
And the second year, we all lived in the frigate, because we were down to 100 people. Our class was 100, the biggest class that's ever gone in up till then. 100, plus 4 drops. We didn't have any horses, they were taken away in 1938, but we had motorcycles instead. The college closed in 1942, as you know, to cadets, but they turned it into a staff college. They had officers coming back from England and from Canada in there as a staff college. There was a senior officers course in there as well. But the difference was that prior to the war, and my year ended, we paid our way, or our fathers did. We paid for everything, education, laundry, meals. When we arrived, we all had to go and buy a book down in the canteen called It had all the information on RMC. What's on the arch, where Casey was buried, the old 18, the last 10 BSMs, and so on. All this good stuff, which you had to memorize and rattle off when anybody asked you, tell me the last 10 BSMs, and you'd rattle off their names. If you got, or some senior was in a bad mood, he'd say, get your sweater, pullover, the turtleneck sweater, the RMC sweater, and your greatcoat, your fur hat, fur gloves, and your rifle, fall in downstairs, and you double over to the boiler room. The boiler room isn't there anymore. It's where the mess is now. But there used to be a boiler room which heated all the buildings at the college. And you go into the boiler room, which was hot as hell anyway, in all these greatcoats and everything, and you do push-ups with your rifle over your head, push-ups and bunny hops, and you name it till you nearly passed out. We did a lot of drill. We did a lot of military training at RMC. We had about, I would say, close to 20 subjects in military subjects, and about 20 academic subjects, which is a hell of a load.
Yes, right.
Yeah, I had to wear a cap, because that's where you carried the matches in the cap. Somebody asked for a match, you had the matches in your cap. So you kept the matches dry in your cap. You wore your FS cap, towel around your waist, and soaking wet. You ran down the hall to whoever was the duty senior for the morning, and he usually stayed in bed, and you walked past his bed, and he could see that you were soaking wet and freezing to death. Now, that was all right in the wintertime. In the summertime, we went into the lake off the boathouse.
Right.
It was a little bathing house. And we just ran down there, dropped our towels, jumped in, cold as charity, out, wrapped the towel around your waist, rushed back into the dormitory or across the square to the thing. I don't know whether we had, I think we had the windows open in the second year too, I can't remember. But they certainly were open the first year. No, they must have been, because it was the second year that I was in the frigate. We were all in the frigate, and our windows were open halfway.
Were they?
Sure, because I had snow on my bed every night in the frigate, in the wintertime. Well, not every night, but whenever. So we wore, today, every day, daily work around the college, going to classes, was a battle dress with a blue FS cap. Going outside the gates, you always went outside in service dress and a pillbox. So in a very hot time in the summer, if you're going out in the evening, you wore white flannels, a red blazer, and a pillbox.
What an odd dress.
Yeah, but nobody said a word, and you know nobody ever criticized you or made fun of you in downtown Kingston. Some of the youngsters used to used to sing a little song at us, cadets, cadets, the teacher's pets, always smoking cigarettes. And that used to, we ignore it.
Yeah.
It's all right. And, but that's the way we went downtown. And nobody ever turned to look sideways at you. They just expected to see you. And of course, you had to mark, you couldn't carry a parcel, you couldn't have a girl on your arm. You had to mark with your swagger stick up Princess Street. And when you got to a stop sign or something, or there's a car coming, you would mark time, swagger stick up and down, mark time, and our knees were right up.
Traffic light.
That's right, and nobody would look or even ignore, just, you know, it was so normal. But we'd mark time with a traffic sign or wait for a car to go by, and then you'd cross the road. And when you went into a shop, when you came out, you couldn't turn left. You had to turn right. So if you'd forgotten something that was in this shop to the left, you had to turn right and go all the way around the block, so you were always turning right. Defaulter's drill was the common one. And you would have to, some senior would take an objection to what you were doing or weren't doing. And they said, all right, 3 DDs or 3 or 5 DDs or 2 weeks, whatever it was. Some people were on for months. They'd pile up, you know, with 2s and 3s or 5s, and they'd add up, and you'd find yourself that you were on defaulter's drill every bloody afternoon, right up through till Christmas. And when we got leave at Christmas, they were all canceled. So you came back in January and you started from scratch again. Every Sunday, we marched into church to 3 churches, the RC one, the Church of England Cathedral down here, and the United one.
Sydenham.
Sydenham United.
Every Sunday.
Except, yeah, every Sunday, every single Sunday, yeah. Rain or shine, we used to, in the wintertime, we used to walk across the ice, break step, put down the flaps of the Astrakhan winter hat. When we got to this side, or going back, you'd stop, up would go the flaps, and your ears would freeze off, and you'd walk up Princess Street to the cathedral. A class ahead of us fired a cannon at the Wolf Island Ferry one day. But they didn't quite get the powder right, and the thing was a hang fire. And the Wolf Island Ferry got closer and closer, because they'd aimed it across the bow. And it finally went off, and it just skimmed the decks and landed them. When we came back from laying up the colors, and we marched back onto the square, Commandant stood on the square, but off the saluting base. So when we formed up in front of the saluting base, there was nobody on it. So the BSM gave general salute or royal salute, or general salute, I guess, to the college, to our college, you know, present arms. And we saluted the college because there was nobody there. Then we were dismissed by the BSM, and we marched off the square into the frigate, and there was nobody left on the square.